Three, two, one.
Hello!
Happy Friday, everyone.
Yay!
Happy Friday
We're
from New York City.
Yay!
We had to go live.
We had to go live because we're together. If you've been watching our stories, we've been all over New York City.
We have. Tracy,
We've walked Central Park several times.
We have. It's so beautiful. If you have not come to this most vibrant, it's electrifying. It's full of love. It's full of gratitude because, you know, the city's been through a lot.
It's really very, very fulfilling to see, as we talk fulfillment, to see New York City come back to life.
Yeah.
And I'm actually even happy about the traffic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that there was a lot of people out in Rockefeller Center yesterday enjoying the tree. Because last year they couldn't do that.
No,
you know?
It was so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're here, Lisa and Tracy, we're here.
On this Friday afternoon.
On this Friday, it's the first Friday of the last month of the year.
Yeah.
And it's still been a lot for a lot of people, right? This has still been a lot of adapting.
Yeah.
And
change and pivoting and really, I think healing, you know, a lot of healing for so many people that have lost a lot and that have really had to redefine what their life looks like. Yeah. And I am one of those people.
And you've done that.
Yeah.
You've done that.
And so we just really want to come on and talk to you guys about what does it mean to feel fulfilled?
Yeah.
And what does it mean to get up every day and do work and do life in a way that brings meaning to you and fulfillment to you and fulfillment to the people around you? Because, you know, if you're just getting up and going through the motions, like, there's so much more to life than that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There just is.
There is. And, you know, I think you can realize this at any point in your life, but there is certain milestones that you hit in your life where you realize you don't really have a lot of time here, and that doing things every day that are fulfilling is really what life is about.
Yep.
Right? And so, we just wanted to get on here and just kind of give you some of our favorite tips and tools that we do to make sure, I think the most important thing, one is, we'll just say, if you're not in a career that's fulfilling, and you're not finding other activities that are fulfilling.
Right.
It's your responsibility to figure out how to make that adjustment.
Right.
And so that's our first step for you, is to say, like, you know, we talk about it all the time. Your life either happens by design or by default. Right. And so, you know, think about where you want to be this time next year.
Exactly.
And what needs to change.
Right.
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 Then
because I think, sometimes it does, you know, and that can be really hard. And that can mean leaving something behind. You know, we've talked a lot these last few days about releasing and attracting in. Right. And they kind of go hand in hand, because you need to sometimes release things in order to attract in the kind of life and the kind of fulfillment and abundance that you want. And that isn't always easy, but at the same time, it also isn't easy to stay in a place where you know deep down in your soul that you're not doing fulfilling work or leading a fulfilling life.
And I would say this is probably almost always true. I can't think of any exceptions, where in order to do more of something that you love, you're going to have to do less of something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we only have so much time.
Right.
We only have so much energy. Right. You know, we only have so many resources within us to keep juggling all the things. And I think, you know, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have said that you can't do all the things, you know, but here we are. And you really can't.
Well, and nor should you. I mean, one of the things that we did do this year is start to hire assistants to help us with different pieces of our business.
And life.
and life. And you start to realize, like, what are the things, this is our mentor, Justin Prince, talks about this all the time. Where are your zones of genius? Right. What are you really good at? Right. And what are you doing that somebody else could be doing? Right. And if they did that, you could do more of what you were great at.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That was really a wake-up call for me, because I realized I really felt like, I don't know, I was getting some kind of trophy for doing the most stuff, and I wasn't. And
it's taking you away from really doing the work that fulfills you. Right. And that is going to move the needle, not just for you, but for all the people around you. Right. You know, including your families. Like, you know, I mean, you've had some help, you know, come into your family so that you can be freed up to do the things that bring you joy, so that you show up better for your family. Right. right?
And I think as women,
Yeah.
we feel like it's like selfish if we often hire people to do things that we think we should
No.
we should be doing. And
No.
that's not fulfilling.
No, not at all.
At
Not
all.
at all. Especially, and we've known this for a long time, but especially if you've got the should word attached to it.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole should thing, well, I should be folding my own laundry. Well, why? Like, if that's not in your zone of genius and that's not going to help you feel fulfilled, and if it's taking you away from taking your kids to the park because you've got a business and work that does fulfill you, right? Then there's no question about having the opportunity to have somebody come in and support you in that. There's no like shoulding on us, like just because our moms and our grandmas made dinner every night of their lives doesn't mean that we need to.
Right. And if you love doing that, it's super fulfilling for you.
For sure.
Fantastic. I also think the other thing that you can do is reframe, right? And so if you just look at things through the eyes of gratitude, being able to get to do things instead of having to do things, that really does start to reframe the way you look at things. And sometimes things that you once found annoying, you can find a way to be grateful, and then you can find some fulfillment in that by just looking at it in a different way.
For sure.
I think you want to talk about your morning practice, because I think it's like really powerful.
I've talked about this, but for, several years now, I've had a really strong gratitude practice where I wake up and I usually listen to a meditation while I'm still in bed. I sometimes call it a meditation. I'm like in bed, and it just sets me up. And where I live in California, a lot of times I'll open my door and the sun is coming up, and it's just, I just feel so grateful that I get to wake up and see the sun and just know that I'm in a beautiful spot in life. And then I do some gratitude journaling. I have some affirmations that I look at. And lately I bought a new book, and there's a daily little passage. And it's about personal development and having the courage to change. I mean, that's the name of the book, is Courage to Change. You might be familiar with it. And there's a little lesson that just really sets me up for having a great day. And these lessons are so simple, but yet they're so wise. And, you can always find yourself just gleaning a little bit of insight. And even if you work full time and you need to get out the door and get the kids out the door, I think everyone deserves to wake up on their terms and set the tone for the day. I mean, it has set the tone for my day for so long. And I wake up just feeling really happy about what I get to do, because I get to start that.
And I love that you do this. And there's a lot of science that shows that our brains are most open to just receiving good vibes right before you go to bed and right when you wake up in the morning. And so if you are looking at your phone until you fall asleep, and then picking your phone back up and looking at your emails the minute you wake up, you're not giving yourself an opportunity to expand what's possible and start your day with gratitude. I often try, if I find myself I'm sure we all do this, starting to replay all the things that I haven't done right when I'm falling asleep, I will stop myself and start to think about things I'm grateful for, and I'll stay in that space until I until I start to doze off. So I don't let myself go to bed thinking of my to-do list.
And it's a discipline, right? Like, I mean, it's a discipline, especially this time of year. Busy moms, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I gotta, the Christmas cards and the presents and the, all the things. And I wish that I could turn back the clock and redo some Decembers, when I was younger, because I put myself through so much unnecessary stress, and, I'm sure missed out on being happier through the holidays, because it just took away my joy. And that was a choice, right? And I just didn't have the tools. So now you know.
Now you know. You can reach out to either one of us.
Now you know. That's right.
We're going to be spending a lot of time this month. You'll be hearing us talk about it, but this is the perfect time of year. You're open to thinking about this stuff. You're really open to thinking about, how do I want to end the year?
Where
do I want to be a year from now? I mean, you can do that at any time. I know people say, like, don't wait for January, but this, like, it does naturally. It's a natural closure and an opening that it's a perfect time to start to think about those things. So, and we encourage you to start to think about how you want to end.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say,
yeah.
Also, and this is so important, who is in your community that is bringing you fulfillment?
Yeah.
And maybe there are some changes and some shifts and some leveling up, frankly, that you can be doing to have more fulfilling and abundant people in your life that are challenging you, that are, like we could be roommates because we're like blah, 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 blah. I mean, we're always talking about things that fill us up, that challenge us, and that get us excited about leaning into what's next for us in a positive way.
Right.
Find yourself some people in your life, women. I'm just going to say it, that, really are a circle of trust. And I'm just so grateful for the community that we've built, Trace.
Too.
I mean, we are both so grateful for the community of women who show up every day wanting to lean into their best selves, that are growing, that are bumping up against their own personal edges that they know, and it really is inspiring. So I think that's another category of life. I mean, Jim Rohn says you are the definition of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Right.
And it is true. So maybe you've got to do some soul searching this month around how can you continue to move forward and find people in your life that are going to continue to fill you up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great way to close it down, because I think, there's that phrase like, show me your friends and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect time to think about the things that you want to do more of, the things you want to do less of.
Yep.
And the people you want to be around more, and the people you want to be around less.
Yep.
Because it really is like, you cannot change your life unless something changes in your life. Right.
Yeah.
So we love you guys.
We love you. We're going to get dressed for a party now.
We got a party to go to. Bye, you guys.